Welcome to Recently Logged, where the only thing more popular than our show is apocalypse movies.
I wonder why that is. It's like there's some event going on.
Some big worldwide event.
Yeah. I'm sure we could talk about that. But we're not going to.
We're not going to, because this is a movie podcast.
Yay.
Where we talk about movies.
Whoa.
Had to keep them in suspense there for a
They didn't know what you were going to say.
Nobody knows.
Short films,
Nobody
TV
ever
shows.
Nobody ever knows what I'm going to say in the studio.
Really knows.
When I get in the studio, no one knows.
Yeah, we really, no filter.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, welcome to our podcast, people of the internet.
People of the internet. Wow.
Hopefully you're at home right now listening to this.
Yeah. You better be at home.
You better be at home. Well, we wouldn't want them driving and listening to the podcast. That can be dangerous.
Well, no, they can do that. Plenty of people do that.
That can be dangerous.
Everybody does that.
People who don't focus easily, that can be dangerous.
What, Robbie?
Yes.
No.
Okay, well, let's get into what this episode is going to be about.
So we watched a lot. Like we were planning on just doing a normal episode, like let's choose a movie and talk about it. But we watched a lot of new stuff, and we were like, well, let's just say what we watched in quarantine.
I don't know if anyone actually likes these episodes.
I have no clue.
I would like these episodes.
You guys don't say anything.
As a listener, if I was listening to this podcast and I wasn't involved in the production of it, I would like these episodes.
I feel like I would like these episodes too. I mean, they give some more movies. I mean, the other ones are nice too because they go in depth with movies. But these are nice because you get a broad range of movies.
Yeah, you certainly get a broad range of movies. This week
we did a lot of good ones. I think I have 2 5-star movies this week.
0 5-star movies.
Well, I guess that's your problem.
All right. Well, let's start off with the first thing we watched.
Okay. Well, technically, the first thing I watched was on the 16th, and I watched Frozen 2, but we watched Frozen 2 yesterday, both of us. It was just me watching it this time, so we're going to talk about that later.
Yes.
So later that very same day, what do we watch, Remy?
We watched, for the very first time, the 2019 Dad Movie of the Year, Ford v. Ferrari, baby.
Ford v. Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Oh man, so what did you rate this movie?
I rated Ford v Ferrari a good 3.5. That's a 7 out of 10, baby.
I rated Ford v Ferrari a good 4.5.
So that's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
wow.
I really liked it.
Well, there you go. I really liked it too.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I guess we can move. Oh wait.
I guess that's all we had to discuss on Ford v Ferrari.
So this is generous, and I can admit that just because the beginning of this movie is very slow.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have any momentum to it. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I don't really think it's bad enough to get...
It's not totally lacking momentum, but it's not nearly as like, whoa, here it goes.
Like when it gets into all of like the racing stuff and everything, that is some of the most invested I've been into a movie.
Dang, man.
But But like, I don't know. The beginning was rough, but I don't know. This was definitely one of my favorite movies of 2019. I think this made it into my top 3.
Oh wow, really?
2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Gosh, let me check my list then. Let me check. I gotta know.
I'm gonna check mine.
Gotta know. Oh, made number 8, slot numero 8.
Wow. Went below Endgame and Greener Grass and John Mulaney.
John Mulaney crafted an excellent comedic experience in the Sack Lunch Bunch, which you can hear all about in episode 1 of season 2. Yeah.
Oh. Actually, it made 4th. I forgot. I put Jojo Rabbit and The Farewell above it. So,
wait, you put Jojo Rabbit above The Farewell?
I really liked Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, right. This is by how much you like them.
This is not by quality.
Hold on.
This is just simply by how much I like them.
Hold up there just
then Jojo Rabbit,
second.
then The Farewell, then Ford v Ferrari, which I love all of those movies.
All right. Yeah. No, I really loved Ford v Ferrari. I'm going to try and buy it sometime.
But, like, the performances were great. I mean, it's Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Where can you go wrong?
You said great?
I thought the performances
were
great.
I mean, yeah, they were good. It's
Okay.
it's not. I wouldn't say it's either one of their like.
Neither
one of them are
like they were the
top
best
notch
performances, but I'm just saying they're great performances. They did what
right.
they did what they did well.
All right, yeah, I'll go for that.
You got the Honey Boy Kid in this.
Honey Boy Kid.
And
we're listing the cast to these now, Mike?
No, I wanted to mention.
Oh, you
him.
wanted to, okay.
And I mean, he's got an interesting career, but I think he also did a pretty good job in this.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty good for a child actor.
Whoa.
Wow.
This movie is based on like a real story.
Based on a true friendship.
That actually happened. So, it does end, like real life usually does. Sad.
Wow. Dang, that's kind of a depressing way to look at life.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't end sadly. I mean, it's kind of sad.
How is that not sad? Okay, do you think we should spoil it? It's like technically a year old. And it's based on a real story.
Yeah,
Can we spoil real life? It. So he dies.
Ken Miles dies at the very end, baby.
Yeah, Ken Miles. And I mean, it sets it up beautifully. Like,
yeah, I was about to say,
from like the very first moment you see Ken Miles, it practically sets up that he's going to die. Or at least he's going to go into a fiery crash.
Yeah.
Specifically fiery. Because they set up fire.
No. Oh, yeah, they do. That's not like at the very beginning, though.
Yeah, no, technically speaking, the first shot we get like Matt Damon riding in Le Mans race.
I guess, yeah.
What is it, Le Mans is how you say the race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, driving in Le Mans, and then he stops, and he's on fire.
And he stops, and he's on fire.
He's just casually on fire.
Did someone say you're on fire, Matt?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, alright.
This movie was one of the better looking movies I saw in 2019.
Yeah, this thing, I will say, some of its strongest elements are in its editing and its
the editing,
production design.
Wow, yeah,
cinematography, lighting, whatnot, that sort of stuff.
But yeah, I think the story was well. It wasn't. I don't know how to put it. It wasn't like anything extra special, but it was really good.
Yeah. No, I would definitely watch it many times again.
No, I want to go buy it because we had just rented it when we watched it. What are you doing?
Hold on, continue. What did we watch next, Mike?
We watched on the 17th.
The 17th.
Everybody's favorite movie.
Oh gosh.
Rat Race.
It's like some weird alt-universe bad version of Mad World.
I don't think it was awful. Okay, I gave it 2.5. But I gave it a like. Because I enjoyed it. I don't think there are any there is an alternate poster.
An ultimate poster?
Alternate poster.
The ultimate poster.
And it looks from your Letterboxd, you also gave it 2.5.
I did, yes. It wasn't bad. But it wasn't good. Wasn't good by any stretch.
No, the writing wasn't good. I mean, it's your typical story, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's Mad World is the only thing to really compare it to.
Yeah, if you guys have seen that, it's better.
I mean, you got some funny parts of this.
Yeah, no, there was some funny stuff.
And I enjoyed it. That's why I gave it a like and 2.5. But I don't think I'd probably ever like purposefully go watch it again.
Yeah, I could see myself. I say I don't like it, but I could see myself maybe like late night turn this on sometime.
Yeah, no, it's not like bad.
It's watchable.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's not good, but it's watchable.
And I'm sure like if this is like one of those movies, like there are a ton of movies that you just kind of like even though they're really bad. And I mean, this one isn't really bad.
No,
I'm just saying, like, those movies that aren't very good that you just really like.
Micah, you're like, so you know those movies that are really bad? Well, this one isn't really bad, but
you know what I'm talking about.
You know, kind of like that.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, yeah. I don't
have too much to add for Rat Race. It was fine.
Fine, yeah. It wasn't great, but it was fine. If that's your thing, sure, go for it. It was just a bit, I don't know, a lot of it felt obnoxious to me.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of their jokes were odd. And I don't know, the story, in my opinion, didn't work as well as it could have or should have, really.
Do you wanna remake this movie, Micah?
No, but the writing of the competition and everything, I feel like they could have done a lot better.
It was rough, man. Like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Yeah,
right down the middle.
But moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
That same day, we watched the 2019
Guy Ritchie, my man.
And I think we've talked about this before on here, like just in one of our
yes,
watched.
I believe so.
But we can cover it briefly again. I gave it 3 stars. This was I think the 3rd, maybe 4th time I've seen it.
I believe that I gave it 3 stars also.
My phone's not loading anything on Letterboxd, so I couldn't tell you. You gave it 2.5.
2.5. Wow.
2.5.
Very generous of me.
Well, okay. I still will stand by that this is the best of the best of the live action remakes, if not just my favorite of the live action remakes.
Is there one that's better? No, not really. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would probably stand by that.
This is actually a way better Will Smith performance than I thought going into it. Like Will Smith is probably the highlight of the movie.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. If this movie didn't have something like Will Smith in it, it would be so dead.
and even then, occasionally, and it was only on a couple lines, and it was usually on lines that were taken directly from previous Genie lines.
Yeah.
They felt a little forced.
Oh, yes.
The whole Genie on fire bit that lasts way too long. I was like, oh, this is pretty rough.
That lasts way too long.
Yeah, so just occasional things like that feel forced, but when it's just Will Smith being his own Genie, I think it works well.
Oh, that's probably my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite performances I've seen him give recently.
Yeah, the music can be fun.
Yeah,
the music can be laughable, but I like Arabian Nights with Will Smith, even though he can't sing.
The auto-tune. Yikes.
A Friend Like Me was fun.
Yeah, I guess. I still wish they would have given him something more in his style.
Yeah, given him a little
music,
bit more
because he literally is a very successful rap artist, or was a very successful rap artist.
Was more,
and they just gave him a very traditional song that's supposed to be personalized for the person who plays the Genie.
Yeah, so I think my favorite 3 songs were Prince Ali, Friend Like Me, and Arabian Nights.
Oh really? I'm not a fan of Prince Ali personally.
I don't think it was the greatest thing in the world, but I really am not a fan of any of the rest of the songs.
You're just I just don't hate this one.
No, I really don't like Jasmine's song. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine song.
Yeah, it's
a
fine song. More power to you. But
in the context
of the film,
it's rough, and the way they shoot it is really rough.
Yeah,
and I'm just still not a fan about any of that. And then A Whole New World is meh. I've never been a fan of that song anyway.
Yikes. That's such a blah moment of the movie.
Yeah, but especially in the live action remake, it's that's.
Well, no, I'm talking in the live action.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying especially in the live action remake.
Okay.
It's very bland, and it's just kind of there.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's just there to be there.
Yeah. And I mean, I never liked the sequence in the original one. It was one of my least favorite sequences and one of my least favorite songs in the original. But
how could you, Micah?
you know, everybody at karaoke night sang it anyway.
Wow. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, no, this is once again similar to Rat Race. It's not bad. It's watchable.
I would definitely say this is better than Rat Race, though.
It's fun. It's a fun movie.
I think the guy who played Aladdin did a good job, too.
Yeah, no, he was good. I forgot to mention, since I was a bit preoccupied with something else, I also watched Darby O'Gill and the Little People because it was St. Patrick's Day. Oh, by the way, happy late St. Patrick's Day, guys.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kylie.
You know, I didn't like it all that much. It's one of those classic Disney movies that I hadn't seen yet. And I was kind of hoping it would be good. It had Sean Connery in it.
Young Sean Connery.
Yeah, very young Sean Connery.
Like James Bond Sean Connery.
Yeah. And I don't know. It, once again, wasn't bad. Wasn't really good.
See, I wasn't paying that close. I was writing my La La Land script.
The visual effects, though, were fantastic for the time. I don't know how they did it.
I was writing my La La Land script while we were watching this, like in the living room.
Bro, I still don't know how they got the little leprechauns to be that small, and it's seamless in the movie. It's crazy. But yeah.
And I wasn't paying that close of attention, but from what I saw of it, I probably would have rated it lower than 2.5.
Oh no, you would have.
It was not my cup of tea, to say the least. Wow. I mean, gotta love Irish culture and Irish accents.
I don't know if this is very
but
very
this
reminiscent
is not
of
very Irish culture-y, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't
this
say.
Is very like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I love Irish accents, and that's always cool.
That was fun to listen to.
And you got that one song.
There's a lot of bagpipe playing in this.
Oh yeah, and who doesn't like bagpipes?
Bagpipes are always fun.
If they're played well.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't log it because I didn't really watch all of it.
But yeah, no, it was once again watchable, not great, not bad, but you know,
yeah,
it was good.
Moving on.
The next day, Micah.
On the 18th.
The 18th.
We watched Guillermo del Toro's
Heck Boy.
No.
It's a Christian podcast, Micah. No.
Hellboy.
Hellboy.
Guillermo del Toro's best movie, maybe.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Actually, I don't know because I haven't seen most of his movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pan's Labyrinth is supposedly his best.
Supposedly. It's in the Criterion Collection. When is Hellboy going to get a Criterion release?
Yeah, really. Give me the Hellboy Criterion
release.
Give me
the Hellboy Criterion.
I'll buy that.
That would be something else.
I gave this movie 4 stars.
I gave it 3.5.
I'm a pretty big fan of this. This is like the third time I've seen it, maybe.
This is probably my go-to, for quirky monster movie. This is probably my go-to movie.
I mean, who does quirky monster movie better than Del Toro? That's the real question.
I don't know.
Like, was it Shape of Water like nominated for something?
Yeah, I got nominated for Best Picture, dude.
Yeah, that was Del Toro.
Yeah, no, it was. I really like Hellboy. I actually own the DVD of it.
The DVD, wow.
DVD, wow.
I guess he's not a big fan of it, otherwise he'd have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Robbie, that's 2019.
I was looking for posters, and it pulled up the wrong Hellboy.
Yikes. Okay, yeah, don't go watch the new Hellboy.
Oh, please, no. This one's good.
This is the 2004 one.
This one goes pretty hard.
And it's got, like, such a charm to it. Oh, like, yeah. I don't know what to tell you with this, because, like, on paper...
Was this thing shot on celluloid?
Maybe.
It looked like it.
On paper, this movie would not be great.
No. Well, no, there's some solid script writing elements.
There's some solid script writing elements, but through. I'm saying just, like, overall, it would be just kind of bland.
Yeah, it would be bland, yeah.
But, man, I don't know what it is. It may just be the performances. It may be Del Toro. But this movie...
Maybe it's both, Micah.
This movie goes pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's really charming.
Charm. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no.
And poor Abe Lincoln.
There's a lot of like really cool like things in this movie that I really like, and I think I don't know. It's probably like I don't know. I feel like it is good, yes, but a lot of the reason I enjoy it is it's just really watchable.
Yeah, like it's not. I think overall, if you're looking at it relatively objectively, because you can't
You're
necessarily
not talking
look at
toward.
something-
Mike is literally pointing towards towards the mattress
Sorry.
next to the wall,
If you're
and not
looking at it, if you're looking at it, if you're looking at it like as objectively as you really can, because you can't look at anything like
No,
100%
you
objectively.
It's literally
It's
impossible.
probably like a 3-star
Yeah, no,
movie.
it especially after that third act, man.
Yeah, the third act is definitely the roughest act, but it's still not bad. It's
No,
still very
like,
watchable.
Yeah, it's,
You're not
it's
like
good.
you're not dragging through the third act.
I
and you're
remembered it being a lot worse than it was because I had seen this only one other time, and I remember the third act dragging a lot, but it wasn't nearly as bad the second time watching
I think the third act, it's not great, but it definitely isn't like
I have a feeling the characters grow on you a lot the more you rewatch it.
yeah, because the characters are really what makes this movie.
Yeah.
Like the directing of the characters from Del Toro, and then the acting from Ron Perlman.
They're more of a joke than Ron Perlman.
Did you ever watch that Nicolas Cage movie that was on Netflix with Ron Perlman?
Nicolas Cage.
It was like Season of the Witch or something.
Oh no, you guys watched that without me.
That was like peak Ron Perlman right there.
Yikes. Oh, by the way, guys, if you ever watch the 2004 Hellboy,
2004 Hellboy.
not the
Please.
2019 Hellboy.
Or is it 2018 Hellboy? I don't know.
Maybe it was 2018. I don't remember.
It's new Hellboy.
Yeah, the newer one.
Not Del Toro Hellboy.
Tell me the villain does not look like Vsauce. Because that is all I was thinking the entire time I was watching.
He said
this.
it the moment he came on the screen. He was like, Vsauce.
Dude, they got Vsauce to be in
And
this.
I was like, oh no.
And it literally looks like Vsauce. It's, yeah, go watch it.
Anyway, moving on to the next day, we watched a 2000 movie.
No, that was 2 days later. Wait.
No, it was
Oh,
the next
I guess
day.
I just logged it later.
You
now.
logged it
Never
late
mind.
enough because we watched it late enough that it went into technically
Oh,
the
yes,
next
yes, yes.
day.
Quite right. Quite right.
But Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ang Lee's coming in clutch
This
on
is
this
the first
one.
time I'd seen this movie,
Yes.
and I've seen one other Ang Lee movie, and it was trash.
Oh, yeah, no, that movie's bad.
So I wasn't expecting too much going into this, but I was really pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. Are you? Do you want a Green Destiny replica now,
Yeah,
Micah?
give me a Green Destiny
Are
replica.
you gonna name your daughter Jade Fox?
I'm not gonna name my daughter.
Hey, that
Jade
would be
Fox.
a sick name.
But why?
Jade Fox?
But Jade Fox is like one of the bad guys.
Yeah, but imagine how cool your daughter could be.
She murders the main character.
Okay, but
Well, not
like,
the main character, the main guy.
wow. Okay, spoilers for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, nobody cares.
But yeah, no. I had been trying to get Micah to watch this for like, I don't know, months.
It's got
Years.
It's got some really, really good fight choreography. That's
Heck
its
yeah.
strongest point. I
Oh
would
yeah,
say.
no, it's so good.
Like wow, that's some good fight choreography. And
Wow, that's some good fight core.
I haven't seen The Matrix, but I have seen clips from The Matrix, and The Matrix does draw from, like the creators said that this was a big inspiration for their action style, and you know that Matrixy kind of float around that they do, that was from this.
Yeah, man.
They float around in this thing. They bounce off of walls.
And the choreography is all the better for it.
Yeah, no, like it's very impressive. They don't ever use that floating as like an excuse to not do good like sword fights.
Dang, man, this one's pretty great.
The story is okay. It's
yeah,
fine.
It's pretty good.
It's like teen angst with a sword. The
Teen
movie.
angst with the sword. The movie.
But no, it's good.
Dang, I'd watch that.
Oh, you did.
Oh, well, wow. I guess I really did.
But no, I would watch it again. I think it's.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it.
What did you rate it?
I gave it 4 stars.
I also gave it 4 stars.
Wow.
What a coincidence.
What a coinky dink.
That's my line, Mike.
Moving on.
Looks like I'm going to have to get a new host.
Co-host,
I
No,
mean.
I would have to get a new co-host.
Wow.
And I've got several people who've said that if I kick you off, that that they would co-host with me.
All right, cool. I'll just leave for a month or so. Good luck.
Wait, what day is this that we watched this? This was the next day.
Yeah, it's the next
Whatever
day.
the next day
The
was.
20th.
We watched. Fun story time.
Fun.
We were in the mood that day to watch Despicable Me. We were just like we were sitting there like.
Yeah.
Like the first Despicable Me is
like day 5 of quarantine. We're
yeah.
we're looking for stuff to watch,
And we're like, you know what? I haven't seen the original Despicable Me in forever. It's the best of the trilogy.
I love that movie, man.
And it's actually like really like I think I wouldn't say it's like a great movie, but I think it's.
I'll die on the hill that is
It's fun.
like a 6 out of 10. That movie.
So we were like, okay, but our sister is the one that owned the copy of it, and
Yeah.
she's off at college.
She
so,
took the DVD with
so we don't have it, and we were like, all right, we gotta find it. Turns out it's nowhere.
Turns out this movie doesn't exist.
So our last resort was to just head to Best Buy and see if it was there, and it ended up not being there. But we ended up buying 2 things.
Yeah.
Robbie bought.
Dude, I got 2001: A Space Odyssey in 4K, and I have no regrets.
Yeah. Well, I spent like $40 on that.
It was on sale. I had been waiting
And
for that thing to
then-
go on sale for forever.
Occasionally, Best Buy will put steel books on sale for $10, and Dunkirk had a steel book on sale for $10. Now, technically speaking, I already owned this movie, but I had it on DVD, and quite frankly, I didn't want to watch it when it was on DVD because, like, it's Christopher Nolan, and one of the biggest things in this movie, especially after actually watching it, is the visuals of it.
Oh yes. Imagine watching this like 720p on your laptop.
So I got a really cool steelbook for it.
Yeah.
But then we went home and we watched it that day.
Wait, was it cool? I thought it was just like the poster on a steelbook.
No, I think it's a cool steelbook.
Okay. If you say so.
I rated this 4.5 stars.
I rated it 4 stars.
I gave that half star just because I really liked it. It probably, to be fair,
I really liked it.
is probably a 3.5, 4. Just
Yeah.
because, I don't know. We'll get into that. This is a war movie based on the late Battle of Dunkirk
Who would have guessed, guys?
that took place in World War II. Apparently from May 26th to June 4th, 1940.
Wow, that is quite the long battle. I did not realize that it was that long.
Well, June is just the next month, and that's the 20th. How many days left of May would there be? That would be like a week.
I don't know. But that's still a long battle.
I mean, battles went on for a long time in wars, Robbie.
okay, but I'm just saying that's a long time.
Okay. And I think the biggest problem that I had with this movie is it's very not character based per se. Like, it follows characters, it follows specific characters throughout the movie.
Well, it'd have to have any coherence whatsoever.
But it's not, the story itself is not about those characters. It's about the Battle of Dunkirk, and it's just showing you the perspective of those characters. There's no character arcs. There's no real character growth. I mean, you could argue that there's Harry Styles' character growth, but
Bro, I expected this man to start singing Watermelon Sugar halfway through the movie.
instead he just said the F word a couple times.
Wow.
There actually wasn't much language in it until that one scene in the boat.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, this was Harry Styles' first movie.
Which, honestly, he didn't do a bad job.
Actually, I think it was his only movie.
Maybe the only movie he's ever done.
But no, I think he did an okay. Yeah, it was the only movie. he's been in like other things that are credited, but it's
Well,
like
yeah.
One Direction stuff and
I always forget he was in One Direction. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is Harry
he's like,
Styles
what did
from?
he get his start on? Oh
Because
yeah.
I just know his solo career. That's about it.
Yikes, Harry Styles solo career.
His music is good.
I'm not a big fan. This is actually one of my favorite Nolan movies though.
Oh,
like
really?
it's I put it second in my Nolan rank.
Whoa,
The Prestige and then this.
dang! I would not have put it that high.
I really actually liked it for as much as the style that they went for not being like character story based. I think it pulls it off still really well, and the visuals are awesome. Love those visuals.
Gotta love this visual.
And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's something about the movie that I really liked, and I gave it 4.5 and put it as my second favorite Nolan movie.
Oh, well, there you go. I personally, once again, like he said, the lack of like a main driving force to the movie was a little, like I didn't love it, but
Yeah, it was just kind of like for context,
But
it was kind of like, oh, this thing is happening.
it was
to
a
this person.
it was a pretty technically perfect movie, and I can't complain. It was a fun time.
It was good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I'm glad I have the Steelbook. Moving on to the 21st. I watched Clue again.
Lou.
And
What a fine movie.
I mean, I think we just talked about this, if I recall, on the podcast. Like in one of our just watched.
Did we?
I feel like we did. Because we would just watched it.
Oh, yeah,
like
yes,
a couple,
quite right.
couple like last
Quite
week
right.
or
Yes.
the week before.
Actually,
or
we
something.
did cover this on What We Watched episode. I remember having to Photoshop that very frame onto
That's
the
what I
cover.
thought. So we've talked about it a little bit, like pretty in depth, I think.
Yeah, no,
but
it's really good.
It held up on second rewatch. I gave it 5 stars again.
I caught the end of it.
It's like a really it's
a fun
fun movie.
It's a
like
fun
this
time.
this is one of like the most fun movies I could think of to just turn on.
It's fun times at the El Royale.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Wow.
don't have too much to add to that just because we did it on our other just watched episode pretty recently. You can go listen to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clue's good. Moving on to that very same day.
The very same day.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was the very same day.
We watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Which, see, this is my other 5-star movie because I gave it 5 stars.
all right.
Man, this movie is also a fun movie.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. I every time I watch this movie, I can't really find like one thing I could point out about it that I really don't like.
I don't know why I don't give this 5 stars. I really honestly would have to sit down and analyze this thing for like hours to try and figure out why I don't give it 5 stars.
Yeah, I don't know.
But for some reason, whenever I watch it, I just don't think it's quite there. But I really love this movie.
This movie is really good.
Yeah.
Probably the edgiest thing content wise that I was one of the edgiest things that we've done on here probably.
I think we've mentioned this movie on here before.
Yeah, no, we have.
Like on a What We've Watched.
No, we have.
Yeah.
But still, because I think I remember it being in the poster.
Yeah, it's a good time. If you guys haven't seen it already, just go watch it.
Yeah, like it's a classic at this point. Like it's one of those classic '80s movies.
It's on Netflix right now.
Everybody
so
knows about.
Go get on it. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got Cameron. Who doesn't love Cameron? You got Ferris Bueller. Who doesn't love Ferris
Oh my
Bueller?
gosh.
You
Wow.
got Sloane, which. Sloane.
Wow, my wow.
She's there.
She's
fine.
there too.
She's fine. I don't know. I have nothing against Sloane Peters.
Yeah, no. There's not too much to add to the discussion on this movie.
It's really good.
It's really good.
On the 22nd.
22nd, baby.
On the 22nd, we watched Stargirl for the first time. One of the few
Girl
2020 releases that I've seen. Actually,
waiting in the sky.
the second movie of 2020 that I've seen.
Yeah, no, this is the first movie from 2020 that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I rated it 3 stars. I really liked it. I don't think it was great, but I really liked it.
I gave it a 3.5. I really liked it, and I thought it was pretty good.
This was Grace VanderWaal's first acting thingamabob.
Boy, oh boy.
And I think she does good.
Yeah, no, she does better than I thought she.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be a mediocre performance at best.
I was about to say, because a lot of the time what happens is when someone with musical talent or something like that gets cast in a movie who's like well known, and she is pretty well known, I would say.
Unfortunately, like, her music career didn't really go anywhere after she won.
Yeah, it kind of stinks. She still has a pretty big following.
Yeah, she's got several. I think she's got like 2 albums out or something.
No, they're both pretty good albums. So, but you like most of the time when movies cast like big talents in other fields other than acting, it's usually they don't give the greatest performance, and they're only wow, that was a good voice crack.
Yeah.
And they don't really like do a lot with the role, but I'd say she did a really good job.
Yeah, no, I could see her acting in other things.
Yeah.
Like I was very pleasantly surprised. I mean, the part wasn't too complicated. It was a great part for her.
Oh yes, no, it was like it was written for her.
Yeah.
Wasn't this okay? So
this was a book.
Did I hear correctly that the author of the book wrote the screenplay?
I think he was just credited as writing the book.
Okay, I didn't check
because I think that's what it was. Yeah,
writer.
Because I think it was Jordan.
Yeah, no, he's a writer on it.
Or maybe it was Jerry. I don't remember. It was some name that started with a J. Jordan or Jerry, one of those 2 writers.
Yeah, no, and I've never read the book. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a fake fan.
Both Jordan and Jerry have only worked on 2 things.
But I'd say this.
And she's in the.
Oh, this is the person who directed.
Kristen.
Or wait, no, I thought you clicked on the director.
Kristen Han, which was one of the writers, has only worked on Stargirl and Dumplin'. And everybody else who worked on this only worked on Stargirl and one other thing as well.
Wow, but Dumplin' was really good.
Yeah, no.
Last year.
So the writing was actually probably one of the weaker points. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't
like anything to talk about.
Yeah, no, it was kind of just eh.
I think the biggest standout for me in this movie, and the thing that impressed me the most, was the cinematography.
Cinematography was great.
Like, the cinematography was like really good.
The lighting was really good too.
Like, yeah, the lighting and cinematography. I was like, what the heck am I watching?
For a what is this? She directed Fast Color. I was about to say
but Fast Color didn't even have as good cinematography or lighting as
for this being her 3rd movie. I'm surprised this is like as good looking as it is, but that's not all credited to the director.
Yeah, no, it's the cinematographer. If I looked at this earlier, and the cinematographer worked on Ingrid Goes West, which, from what I know of it, is a really good looking movie.
Yeah.
And also that one weird How Wonder Woman Was Created movie, but I don't know. I've never really heard anything about that one, so
yeah,
couldn't really tell you.
So yeah, no, this is like I said, this is it's good.
And the guy who does Leo, he gives a pretty good performance. Like,
he played in Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, he also played in the horrible Mr. Limoncello Library movie.
No.
Wait, was he the main kid from that? I hope not. No, he's too young.
I was about to say, no, he's way too young in that to be the main kid.
He is one of them. He's Curtis Keeley.
That is... I don't know how I feel about that.
It's pretty rough.
All right, well.
So he gives a significantly better performance in this, but that may have just been the script. Because, like, the Mr. Limoncello Library movie. But no, I think he did a pretty good job. Like, I think them 2 as the mains of this movie, like, did a better job than I was expecting.
Yeah, no. How would you say this stacks up against other Disney Plus movies?
Against other Disney Plus movies?
There's not very many good ones.
Oh wait, Disney Plus movies?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of.
Like Disney Plus original movies, baby.
Originals. Where's their original? Okay. I haven't seen Timmy Failure.
Is that?
I haven't
oh,
seen Togo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of their. That's what I thought. I haven't seen any other original movie. Oh wait, no, I've seen Noelle.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's better than Noelle.
Yeah, no, can confirm it's better than Noelle.
Sorry, Lawrence the band. You guys are still amazing, but that movie
was bad. Yeah, no, this is probably my favorite Disney Plus piece of media in general.
I like The Mandalorian better, but I can say that this is very good.
Yes, this is quite good.
The Mandalorian isn't the greatest thing in the world. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and especially Mandalorian stuff has always been something I've been interested in.
Wow, that's very original, Mike. I've always liked Star Wars and The Mandalorian.
well, does everybody have the Bounty Hunter code? Because I got that. So,
I have the ebook. No.
The ebook's not the same.
That would be hilarious.
The physical copies.
Could you imagine buying the ebook of The Mandalorian?
No, the whole point is that the physical copies bring so much to the table. It's the experience of the physical copy and the jagged edges on the pages and
there's just some guy out there who has an ebook Mandalorian thing.
Yikes.
That would be hilarious.
But yeah, no. Stargirl was good.
It was good.
The music was
Go watch
good.
it. The musical numbers were really good.
It was filmed really, like, in a really fun way. The cinematography was really good. Like I said, I think the weakest part was some of the performances and the writing.
Yeah. No, I'd probably agree. But moving on to more important things.
Yesterday, and we're caught up back to Frozen 2.
Oh yeah, baby.
Which I rated 2.5 stars.
I rated it 2 stars.
I still gave it a like.
I did not give it a like. So, I hope I never watch this movie again.
So, story time for this. So, as I said before, I watched it before. And when I watched it, I was doing math.
You were doing meth, Mike?
No, not meth. Math. M-A-T-H. Math. And it's one of those things where I wasn't paying that close attention. I was, like, occasionally looking up, and I was watching, but I was mostly doing math. And it was a really good experience not paying close attention to it. The music is good, and, like, it's a pretty looking movie.
Oh yeah, no, this is a great looking movie.
So if you don't pay close attention,
it's a very visually appealing movie.
It's good. But if you do pay attention, it's not
so good anymore.
The screenplay is one of the worst screenplays that I can think of.
Oh man, yeah, it's bad. So I went into this movie and I had heard from Micah because I asked him what he thought of it after he watched it.
And I wasn't hyping it up.
No, he wasn't hyping it up, but
I was just like, yeah, it was good.
I
liked it better than Frozen.
See, that was.
But I still do like it better than Frozen. I'm not a Frozen fan at all.
Frozen was pretty good.
Like, not even on, like, first watch in the theater was I a big fan of it.
Dang, wow, okay.
But I've never been a fan of any, like, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I've never been a fan of any of the characters, really.
But yeah, so I went into this expecting to at least like it, not really think it like, it's a masterpiece.
I still like it. I still don't know how you missed the like, because much as it was a disaster,
it's
and its writing and everything, I think I liked it.
It literally every scene bothered me. Every single scene in the movie bothered me.
See, I'm. It was bad enough, like, how unstructured and unfocused it was, that I could laugh at it and it didn't bother me.
Yeah, no, like, every single scene they would do something and I'm like, wait, but what?
This is the epitome of your knees must be sore from jumping to conclusions.
Literally every time something happens, they're just like, oh, I guess this is happening, and they're completely right, even though they should have no reason to know what's happening.
They jumped to so many conclusions in this movie that from a screenwriting point just seems lazy. They're just like, oh, obviously this is this then.
Obviously, there's a fifth spirit, I guess.
And also, and I mean, this one is a little bit more believable. And you mentioned this, and I thought about it afterwards because they were like, oh, why did they like immediately recognize the frozen the statue of their young padre?
Yeah,
and it makes a little bit more sense that they would recognize him and not their mom, just because he did grow up in the castle.
I'd just accept that they just didn't look at the other face. That's not like a hang up for me.
No, I think what they were going for that is they had seen pictures of their dad young, because
I guess
they would have been his pictures of him as a child.
Okay, no, that makes more sense.
Because he grew up in the castle.
Yeah, when they've always lived in the castle.
They have always lived in the castle.
It was a pretty good movie.
It's a weird movie.
But yeah, no, this is just one of the. The screenplay is going like 10,000 miles per hour.
I'm not sure if you could tell what the theme of this movie is.
There is no theme for this movie. Every character has a different character arc, quote unquote, thematically, and none of them mesh together, and none of them really resolve all that well.
Okay, so and here was my actual biggest thing that I didn't like about it. Like, the screenplay was awful, but I'm okay with that if it's like still fun to watch. The biggest thing is that I was never a huge fan of any of the characters in the first movie besides maybe Kristoff.
Oh, really?
And occasionally Anna.
Who doesn't like Anna, though?
This movie, I hate Anna, and Kristoff isn't really in it.
Hate's a strong word, man.
It's really is the Buzz from Toy Story 4 complex. It's...
Is that a complex?
I don't know. Yes, it is. Official. Yeah. So I just don't like Anna in this movie. Like, Elsa's just Elsa. She's just, I don't know. I've never been a fan of Elsa.
Okay.
I kind of have always hated...
Elsa's alright.
I've kind of always hated Olaf. He has occasional good lines.
Elsa's probably the strongest written character in this entire movie.
She's the strongest written character, but I've never liked her character. I've never liked Olaf. So yeah, it was Kristoff and Anna that were really holding this movie for me, and I really don't like Anna with what they did with her character, and Kristoff is hardly in the movie.
Yeah.
So, like, Anna is so annoying to me in this movie. Like,
I mean, yeah,
like
they
take a lot of what I think could have been really good, and because they're using it as a joke with Kristoff's proposal thing, I think it fails massively on Anna's side of things. Like, so jokey jokes, Kristoff is trying to propose, and minor spoilers, like very minor.
Yeah.
Doesn't really spoil anything. I mean, if you're super invested in Kristoff's tiny subplot, spoilers for that.
I was extremely invested, Micah.
He's trying to propose. That's literally all he does the entire movie is try to propose.
Yeah.
And he always goes into it, and he starts to, like, at least sound minorly pretty sincere. Like, he's not just like... And like he's serious. He's not like goofing around.
Goofing off.
And then Anna goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour and says the stupidest things. Like, he's like, in case we die. And she's like, what, you think we're gonna die? Are we gonna die? Are we good? Are we safe? I left Elsa? What? I promised I'd never leave her side. Where's she? I don't know. Where's Olaf? I don't know. Like, okay. She goes at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
This is, Micah, I still stand by that this movie could have been split with how much plot there is in this thing that they shove into... I disagree with this could have been a two-parter. I
disagree that it could have been a two-parter. I think it just should have cut out so much of it.
Really?
Because I don't think what they could have cut out would make a full good movie. I think this should have just, like, ripped... so much. Just rewrite the movie.
Yeah, no. This needed a couple rewrites.
I'm not sure you could save this movie just by editing things out or changing things around. This needed rewriting.
Although I will say so as much as I've been like hating on it and not saying that I dislike this movie, it has a really great soundtrack.
Yeah, no, I like the music.
And a lot of the jokes are fantastic.
Yeah, no,
I will
it's
say.
got some good jokes. It's got some good music. It's got some good visuals.
But outside of that, man, there's just not much that I like about it.
Yeah, like I don't know. This movie made me a tad bit on second watch just upset at the characters, like at the writing of the characters. And also, it didn't realize it should have made sense to me, but it didn't. I should have made that connection before.
Should have made the connection. What
but
connection?
Kristoff is King George in Hamilton on the original Broadway cast,
I was about to say, wow, he's doing it right now.
and that is probably the most amazing realization you can come to. It is King George, right? I'm not. Yeah, it's King George. I was like, I'm not
Yes,
wrong on my
yes, that
kings
should
of
be correct.
England, right?
There aren't very many kings of England that I know of other than Georges.
Yeah, right. There's so many Georges.
So
And then, like, briefly after that, we just haven't really had like a king of England. It's just been queens, really.
yeah. But enough about British politics.
We need to get Luke on for that.
Yeah. Wow. All right, Luke. We're bringing you on for the British
for the
politics.
British
episode.
politics episode, something we know hardly anything.
We're gonna do the
about.
King's Speech
Okay.
as our movie.
Also, how do you pronounce his name? The guy who plays Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Wait. Who?
Voices.
Alfred Molina.
Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yeah.
Okay, I never want to just like try with last names sometimes.
But yet you do, Michael.
He like he plays their dad, Anna and Elsa's dad, and once you know that, it's awful.
Oh my gosh.
Because you just hear
It's
that
so funny. And that was,
brilliant but late.
that's my favorite. Is that my favorite scene from Frozen 2, Micah?
Maybe. And also, for some reason, I didn't know that Kristen Bell was Anna
I don't know how
until I watched this movie.
I don't know how you didn't realize
and I
this.
kind of hate that too. So yeah. Yeah, I still thought the movie was a fun experience, and I really see why kids liked this a lot. Because
I wouldn't have liked this as a kid. I guarantee I wouldn't have liked this.
And I do know several kids, and I know that kids don't like this as much as the first Frozen, but there are several kids I know who like this, and I could see why.
Yeah.
Because if you don't pay close attention, and it's got fun visuals,
I was about
cool
to say,
songs.
if you don't care as much about the writing of movies, this is probably a great movie for you. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Like, it's watchable, it's got great jokes, it's got a great soundtrack.
the kids will like the songs and the jokes and yeah.
Okay, I'm not 100% endorsing all of the jokes in this movie, because some of them are just bad.
Yeah.
But
Is
the good ones...
Is the Samantha joke the best joke?
That one actually made me laugh, chuckle.
But another thing made me mad about Olaf's jokes, because Olaf has a lot of jokes. He's just a joke.
Olaf is a joke.
None of them that I can remember follow the rule of 3. And I mean, the rule of 3 is not the end all of jokes.
I was about to say, Micah, is that the only way you can do a joke now?
No, it is not the end all of jokes. And
Ferris Bueller's Day Off doesn't always.
and there are tons of really good jokes that don't do that.
Yeah.
But when he has repeating jokes like he has,
Yeah.
like the Samantha
That was
thing,
weird.
He does Samantha once, you're like, oh, that's funny.
that's
He does
kinda
Samantha again, and you're like, oh, that was really funny. And then it's gone
It's
for a
just
while.
gone.
And he at the very end he sang everybody's name, and if he would have just said Samantha,
I would have laughed.
we would have died laughing. That would have been great. But he doesn't.
Wow.
And
now your life is ruined. Your disappointment is immeasurable, and your day is ruined.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, it's just a lot of things like that where just like it's just not great writing all
My
around.
disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
A lot of I don't know. Yeah, justice for Kristoff.
I'm sorry for people who like this movie.
No,
I didn't love it.
I still stand by that it's enjoyable to watch, even despite the fact that it's a mess.
It's a fun time.
I'm not sure how Jacob Suggs gave this 4 stars, but
Wait, hold up, Jacob. What were you thinking?
you know.
The fools.
Also one other thing, because I think this is all we really had to say about it, but just one more thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just the copy that we were watching, because we were watching this on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
but the mouths and the animation was choppy.
There is no way that
mouths almost didn't match up sometimes.
No, the animation in this was just choppy. That's what it was.
Like
the models and movements.
Everything was, the textures were so much better than the first movie.
Fantastic.
Like the textures were beautiful, but the animation movement itself,
oh gosh,
was worse than the first movie.
Yeah,
I don't know how they pulled that off. It looks choppier, and if you watch their mouths specifically, like if you pay close attention to their mouths while they're talking.
Well, a lot of animated movies
this is an animated.
It's just weird that coming off of the first movie, which has pretty good animation, like
if you watch a lot of movies, especially 2D animation, which this isn't 2D animation, but 2D animation especially gets away with not having the mouths match up much, but you don't need it to.
Yeah.
But this with as much as they bumped up the textures,
it was insane.
It felt like they went for textures and not for animation quality.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It doesn't look great. If you watch the movements, they're really kind of choppy, and it's weird. I don't like it.
And also, others I know, it was funny. It wasn't anything like, and it's not a bad thing at all. It was just a funny joke that Robbie made. They did this one weird camera angle of the fjord that doesn't that for somehow manages to show you a lot of the fjord, but cuts off the rest of the ocean.
I don't know what it was. It looked like a PS3 game that hadn't loaded in yet.
It was a really weird camera. Like, no, the texture of the water still looked good.
Well, I was more like
the fact that
bad rendering on a PS3
The fact that it did look like Minecraft that didn't render far enough.
It just hadn't rendered far enough yet.
It just cut off and hit sky if you looked far enough.
Yeah.
Just cut off. And
wow, we've spent a long time talking about this, Micah. Was this going to be your main talking point?
Yeah, I think that's...
You know what? It's just okay.
It's a new release. I don't know if it's important to anyone. I don't know.
Wow.
But no.
It's important to me, Micah.
Overall, I enjoyed it. I think it's a mess, but I still had fun.
Do you just want to get the Blu-ray and then slap a "God bless this mess" sticker on it?
No, I want to do neither of those things. I don't think I would ever spend money on this movie.
Wow.
But I would never spend money on the first movie either.
Would you spend money on the sticker though?
No.
I need to go buy some stickers.
But anyway, that is the last thing that we watched.
Yeah, that's the most recent thing. We actually watched it today. If you're going on technicalities,
because we watched it
very late last night.
I think it was like, what time was it when it was 12:30? I don't know.
I don't know. Is that when the kids are staying up these days?
I don't know. That's usual for us.
I've been so sleep deprived the past 2 days, and I'm not loving it.
I don't know. You're like the announcers in the latest Overwatch match.
Wow. For those who watch the Overwatch League.
Yeah, for those of you out there, I know there may be nobody, but there might be somebody.
I know there may be nobody, but there may be somebody.
They're introducing the new character Echo. Okay, this is such a side story, but this was hilarious.
Wait, you're actually
I'm gonna talk about it. So I watched the Overwatch League.
Oh,
I'm a pretty big fan of the Overwatch League. I haven't missed a match this year. I bought a jersey for one of the teams.
I haven't had a life this year.
Think of that what you will. I don't care what your opinion is of esports. I enjoy them.
I don't think anyone's gonna attack esports that listens to a movie podcast.
There are those, but yeah. So take that what you will. But this recent thing, because they were doing homestands, so they were traveling around from city to city where the different teams were.
They're popping around.
And we're doing matches, and I was actually planning on trying to go to the Atlanta one, because that's nearby, and that got canceled because of coronavirus.
Yes.
And that was sad, but I was like, all right, when are they, because it's something that they can easily pick up doing online play, but there is a lot that has to go into planning, because they have to figure out, if they're not doing homestands, what's their schedule going to be, how exactly they're going to do the online. So there's a lot that still went into planning. So I was like, okay, it had been a week, they hadn't released any new content besides like updates and stuff, And then they had announced a new hero that's coming soon on Overwatch.
Pretty
and
good.
They did friendly matches, so like just not ranked
Matches
not
where
competitive.
everyone just sits around and is like, wow, we're
With-
so friendly.
with the new hero that hasn't been like, you know, officially released yet.
Yes.
And they did a live stream of that on YouTube, but it's just two of the announcers running the entire thing, like everything.
Literally everything.
And they
The
both
entire broadcast.
sound so tired. And it's hilarious because their commentary sounds like they're tired. Like, they just say random stuff because they sound like they're so tired. And their camera work, I mean, it's two people. It's hard to spectate a game with only two people, but it's hilarious. And
Wow. Are you recommending that people go watch
I think
that?
they should go watch that.
Wow.
It's on the Overwatch League YouTube channel. In fact, you can watch all of their matches on the Overwatch League YouTube channel. Just go onto YouTube and search Overwatch League. Overwatch is all one word, by the way.
That's overwatch.com. Yeah. All right. Well, how do we want to end this?
I suppose we should plug some stuff while I look for a quote or something.
Quite right, old boy.
I guess because we talked about Frozen 2 a lot, I should probably, like, I don't know, look for a quote from that.
Look for a quote from Frozen 2. Gosh, what to plug? If you guys want to find out more about our podcast or want to suggest a movie for us to review on the episode, you can go to my website, robbiegarway.com/recently-logged.
And don't type out dash. It's a dash.
It's a dash mark. And yeah, there's all of our information's on there. You can share it with your friends. You can follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If we're on anywhere else, it's a fake account. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, and please do suggest movies because we're always like,
What the heck are we gonna do? We're Sunday night biting our fingernails. So we're like, what the heck are we gonna do? and then we always choose something, and it's not always a good choice.
We could just do Brendan Urie impression of Into the Unknown.
Okay, all right, count us down.
Into the
unknown. No! Oh my god! I was just going like no, and Mike is like no.
No, I said Brendan Urie, man. We need the Brendan Urie flavor.
Flavor.
So like Into the Unknown.
Wow.
Enjoy that, anybody who's listening.
I'm sure
that sounds awful.
Anybody who's listening through headphones.
My range is low, not high.
Wow. I never would have guessed.
So in case you're wondering, and you're like, man, I thought this guy was in musical theater.
This guy was in musical theater.
Yeah, I don't sing high.
Is that how they're gonna say it? Like, I thought this guy was in musical theater.
I thought he could sing.
Oh my. Oh no.
I didn't know that he sounded awful.
But what they didn't know is that he sounded awful.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's the real surprise. They get in the audience and they're like, oh, this guy's going to sound great. And then I sound awful.
All right, I'm calling that the end.
Go for it.